Alright guys, it's York Gliscors here bringing the IBA Season 2 draft analysis. This was a tiered draft that we pretty much selected 11 mons. If you haven't seen the UAPB videos that I've been doing, this is practically the same thing. As you see, I've drafted a lot of things that were kind of the same, a little different, and I'll get into how I was overdrafting this. Pretty much this isn't in the order that I drafted them, but it's in the order of the tiered. So obviously Buzzwole and Salamence are both tier 1s, and then it goes all the way down to my last pick being the Mega. So pretty much I'll just go over each pick. This wasn't, I believe it was my first round draft pick though. I did select Buzzwole. I just really was feeling these attack, defense, HP stats, although having a lot of coverage moves, and has a really good move pool, also getting Roost for defensive purposes, also gets sub focus punch kind of stuff going on. It is my Z captain here, which means I can use any Z move that I want. I'm not a huge fan of Z moves, but definitely having Buzzwole as a Z move, maybe as a Z captain, maybe it'll make me want to use it more, just because it doesn't have the best speed. So it doesn't mean that I always want it to have like a life orb or not specs for this case, but like life orb, choice band, scarf. So it doesn't have the best speed, so I could probably run it like more defensive and then give it a Z move to be able to like blow things away, like maybe Poisonium Z poison jab for like a special fairy that I might need to deal with. So pretty much that is what's behind this. Definitely a really great stat, move pool, everything. Just the special defense is a little less than desirable, but we can make it work. I also don't know why it's not showing it as 6 IVs, but it's not that big of the video. Next up we have Salamence, which is also a Z captain on our team. It's just incredible. With Intimidate, Moxie can be Intimidate gives it defensive purposes, Moxie gives it obviously sweeping potential. It is another Z captain, meaning that we can get a lot of Z moves because this thing has incredible coverage, both being both physical and special. It has an incredible stats, 95, 80, 80 defenses, which isn't the worst. Obviously, getting Wish and things like Tailwind and all the stuff and Roost also make it able to be defensive. It also gets, I believe, Toxic and Thunderwave. I don't know if it does not get Thunderwave, so it can't be that defensive. But if we need to make it work, we can make it work. I'm sure that it's possible. It also gets like I said, pretty incredible coverage. It gets Dragon Dance, which is probably one of its biggest things. Dragon Dance into the Moxie just snowballs into an incredible amount of attack and speed stat, and letting us sweep a lot of the teams that we need to. Next up we have Manny the Mammoth Swine. Pretty much our Stealth Rock setter plus a ground ice type. Is actually has an incredible like, it just has really, it hits really hard. Like a lot harder than you would think. Like Life Orb, Adamant Mambo is just a set right now in OU, and I believe if it's still UU, yeah, it was a set in OU, but now it's UU. It just hits incredibly hard and a lot harder than you think. It has not the best coverage, but obviously coverage that makes it work. It does get knockoff, and it gets superpower and other things that probably would make it do a lot of damage, and obviously provide the certain coverage that we need. Next up we have, well, I actually didn't go over its base stats, but pretty much you can run it physically defensive. Kind of has okay speed, not really the best, but we can make it work. Next up we have Cobalion. Now, a little thing behind this mon is that it's called Only Game With You, and that is because after week 1, it will be going to be my, traded mon. I'm gonna trade it with one of the other coaches, and we will be getting Delmise over this mon, which will be my grass type on the team, since you obviously see I don't have a grass type. So it also give me a ghost type, which is a good rapid spin spin blocker, and it also does get rapid spin of its own. It gets good steel stab with its steel worker ability. So pretty much there's not much to go over with Cobalion. I'm definitely just gonna bring up week 1 as something to use since I have it. Obviously, it can set up Stealth Rocks, gets incredible coverage with like Poison Jab, Iron Head, things that beats fairies. It gets Volt Switch for momentum, gets Thunderwave, Toxic, Taunt, good setup moves in Swords Dance. It gets Calm Mind also if you want to run a special. Pretty much has both good attack and defense, good attack and special attack stat. Incredible speed tier, which is definitely good. Has obviously a very versatile mon. Next up, we have best starter, the Espeon. If you don't get the name reference, it's because it's the starter in Pokemon Coliseum. Pretty much, its special attack and speed stat are really great on this team, giving me like really good psychic stab, like shadow ball, signal beam, all those kind of things that a psychic type does. Also gets like morning sun if I want to run it, like calm my morning sun. Also does get, it gets baton pass for momentum, but I don't believe I'm allowed to pass stats. I haven't really checked that for sure yet. It also does get wish, like most of the other Umbreon. All the evolutions I believe do get wish, and that also gives me another wish passer on the team. Since I don't have a really solid support mon, I'm gonna have to be using like Salamence or Espeon as more of my support mon. So yeah, pretty much this thing's gonna hit incredibly hard. Also giving me the magic bounce ability, not being able to be toxic, not being able to be thunder waved. It also bounces back rocks. Next up we have Fairy Resist, which is our last Z-mon since we do get 3. It does give us the ability to use the Pre-Marinium Z, which will let us be using that Oceanic Apreto, which is its Z move with the with Sparkling Ario. Pretty much, we get that. It also does have an incredible move pool, and it with choice specs just does a lot of damage. Like, it's just destroying the UC right now. A lot of teams can't handle specs Primarina, and so I'm definitely going to be trying to use that to exploit it. The only thing I see wrong with it is that it only has 60 base speed. Obviously it has good special defense, so it could be a little bulky. I do not believe it gets Calm Mind, which is super unfortunate because I can't let it sweep. But if it did have its Liquid Voice released, I don't know if I'd be able to use it halfway into the season, but it would let it be able to use abilities, moves like Hyper Voice and all those other things, and get to abuse that ability. But it does have a solid move pool, and I'm definitely excited to use this mon. Next up we have Toasted Part 2 because the boy is back. We did draft Random Heat again. I really love this mon, and I know I didn't get to use it to my best ability last year. Well, not last year, last season with the UAPP Season 1. But yeah, I just love this mon. It's an excellent Scarfer. It has a really strong move in Overheat. I've definitely been able to use it as a good Volt Switcher, which also does give me 2 Volt Switchers on my team until we lose Cobalion, then we only have 1. And then we do, I don't believe we have another, well we pretty much have these 2. I couldn't grab Crobat, so I picked up Golbat instead, and Golbat's a really good U-turner, but we'll get into that later. Pretty much this thing could be defensive with like Pain Split. It also gets Hex if things start getting like Toxic or Thunder Wave. It gets Toxic and Thunder Wave its own. Will-O-Wisp too to weaken down fighting type mons, or not fighting type mons, like more physical mons I should have said. Also does get other good attacking moves, and it's definitely a mon that I'm familiar with and ready to use. Next up we have Golbat, which is definitely just a quote-unquote weaker Crobat. It's not as fast, but it definitely has that kind of tankiness, letting it run Eviolite, boosting both of its defenses and special defense by 1.5, letting us have the same amount of tankiness of Crobat, just not the same amount of speed. Obviously it does get U-turn, Toxic, Defog, all the kind of stuff that we loved using last year on Crobat. Next up we have the original Team Skull here. Skuntank, letting it, it's pretty much another defogger on my team. It does have good abilities in both Stench and Aftermath. Also does get, obviously it can use any item of its choice. It does have a lot of good special and physical move pool. Obviously getting Haze and all this other stuff, Taunt as well, to be more of a defensive mon. It has an incredible HP stat. Obviously the speed is a little subpar like the rest of my team, but we definitely will be able to make it work. Definitely a mon that we can use both physical and special, and I love the versatility of this thing. So yeah, on to the next one we have Lord Helix, which is our Omastar. It can be whatever we really want it to be. Obviously it does get Shell Smash. It can also set up Spikes and Stealth Rocks. It gets Toxic Spikes as well, which I did not know. It also can hit pretty hard from the both physical and special side. Gets Knockoff and other kind of things. Obviously Shell Smash being its biggest sweeping potential kind of mon. It also gets Swift Swim, which will counter rain teams, which I do not believe any rain teams were drafted, but if they were and I don't know, then obviously we can use that against them. And then last up we do have our we do have our Mega, that's what I was thinking of, which is just an incredible mon. This thing has a really high defense stat, and obviously we can use that to the best of our ability. Also does get filter, receiving 3/4 damage from super effective attacks. Also, it doesn't get the best recovery, which was kind of something that our last bulky steel type had, that being Registeel, but obviously this thing can obviously rest up. Doesn't get the use of an ability, but with other mons we can definitely heal it up with like both Wishbasters, and also does have an incredible move pool with all these physical attacks like Fire Punch, beating other steels, Earthquake, obviously beating other steels, Dragon Claw. It just has a really good move pool, and I'm definitely excited to use this thing because it's obviously one of the better megas. And it also gave me 40 extra points to spend, so I didn't have to grab two tiers. I pretty much didn't have to grab two tier 3s. I could grab an extra tier 2, which I believe was Espeon, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. Anyways, let's get on to the what just happened here? I clicked on the wrong team again. Okay. So yeah, I kind of sped through that a little bit just because I wanted to get on to the team builder part of the video. I will be leaving a timestamp down below to put you guys right here if you wanted to avoid the post-draft analysis. So anyways, which I probably should mention in the beginning, but I didn't, so I'll just put a little thing on the screen. Anyways, we are playing, as you can see over here on the bottom right side, we are playing Manchspin United and Coach Gliscors, who is also a Gliscor as well, so that's kind of interesting. But let's get into his team. Pretty much he has Mew, which is an incredibly bulky, I guess not really technically bulky, but it's just an incredible versatile mon, having 100 base stats in every category. Also gets every move in the game, as long as it's a TM and HM. Obviously it doesn't get like specific moves that mons learn. I do not believe it gets the use of Medium Z, but if it does, then I guess I didn't really prep for it too well. Although we do have a Dark type on our team, so that'll probably be our prime switch in. Skarmory, obviously it sets up Stealth Rocks, Spikes, can defog, has an incredible physical attack stat, and can be especially defensive to take on Fire Blasters and other stuff. Florges, one of my most hated mons in the game. I can't stand its wish passing and defensive capabilities, and it's just incredibly annoying to me. Crocodile is this Moxie Sweeper plus Intimidator as well, like my Megaments. Well, not my I don't have Megaments. My regular Salamence. Pretty much it gets really great Dark type stab. It's pretty slow, but it can be combated with a Choice Scarf. Kyurem, which is just a great mon. It has all the Kyurem coverage, just less base. It has the same, I believe it's the same base stat or a little higher base stat of Kyurem Black on the special attacking side, so it can be both physical and special. So I'll be definitely excited to see what it's going to bring. Tentacle is a Rapid Spinner, which is actually a really fast mon. It has base 100 and can hit really hard with like Ice Beam and Acid Spray to lower special attack stat. So we definitely have to be careful behind this one. Chinchino is another incredibly fast mon, hitting 361 base speed. Also does get the just incredible Tail Slap and Rock Blast and U-Turn. All this kind of stuff that are really annoying. I definitely had to face it once or twice, and I do not like it at all. Obviously, it can hold. I don't know if King's Rock's legal, but if it does, then we're in a world of hurt. Delphox is a Fire Psychic type, pretty much just has Fire and Psychic Stab. It's a little faster than base 100 mons, so we definitely have to be careful of that, running HP Ice for immense. Magneton, which is, I don't know if it runs EVLite a lot. I know it standardly runs Scarf and Specs in the lower tiers, but I guess it could be EVLite if you need the defenses. So we definitely need to be careful for that one. Gourgeist, who knows what he could run with this thing. Obviously it could be large, super, small, medium, whatever it was. Obviously I had it in the UAPB and it wasn't the best for me. I only brought it to one game and it didn't get a single kill, so that was kind of unfortunate. And then he has Mega Lopunny as his final Mega, and boy does that thing hit really hard. It's just, I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, I don't know what I'm going with this, but pretty much it hits it can hit pretty hard because it gets 405 base speed. Not a lot of my team can outspeed that, and not a lot of my team can really take that. It can obviously have perfect coverage to beat my whole entire team, so we definitely have to be careful playing around it. Anyways, we're gonna get right into our team. We have Buzzwole here, who is Choice Scarfed, holding Leech Life for both Mew, Crocodile, and all that. Obviously getting an HP back, which is really important against this team. Poison Jab, which will 2-hit KO Florges. Earthquake, which 2-hit KOs Tentacle and 1-shots Magneton, also doing a World of Hurt against Delphox, and other things that I might want to switch into this. Superpower hits Skarmory for 2-hit KO, and can also KO Crocodile and Kyurem, which is also really good, and also is the main reason why it's Scarf, so we can hit Mega Lopunny. So yeah, that's pretty much what's behind this team. We're just running max attack, obviously giving us the best in that. Enough speed to outspeed his entire team, unless we lose our Scarf, by like Crocodile or something. Also, we also do have some bulk investment, but not too much, obviously, because we need a lot of speed to outspeed 405. Anyways, on to the next model, we have Cobalion with the Expert Belt, letting us 2-hit KO Florges with Iron Head. Volt switched in on a lot of his team outside of his base 115 mons and higher, so we do not outspeed Mega Lopunny. I don't think we outspeed. I don't know if we outspeed Delphox. I don't remember. I'm actually going to check real quick, because I do not believe we outspeed Delphox. I apologize. I just want to make sure I'm correct in saying that I don't know if we outspeed Delphox, which we might actually do now that I look at its base speed. I think I actually said it's a speed side Delphox, which is actually not what. Okay, what is going on? Okay. Anyways, yeah, is that speed sign? I don't know. I'm actually gonna check that because I don't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, that's how quick I forget. So pretty much, anyways, now that we outspeed the Delphox, we should be okay to be able to Volt Switch out on it, hit it with an X Scissor, which is a 2-hit KO. Obviously, we don't want to really stay in on Delphox. We can always hit it with an X Scissor. Pretty much this team doesn't have a lot of switch-ins to fighting type moves, so I want to bring both my fighting types. Next up we have Skuntank, which is our defogger of the team, getting Black Skull's Recovery, Dark Pulse for both Mew, and just really strong stab move, and also hits Delphox. Flamethrower is for Skarmory, which is a 2-hit KO, also hits Magneton for a 2-hit KO, and HP Ground is a 1-hit KO on Magneton. HP Ground also hits Tentacle for super effective damage, which is just really good to do. Anyways, on to the next one, we have Choice Specs Primarina, Scald, obviously for everything that's we Scald also does pick up burns on a lot of things that we need to. Moonblast because it's Moonblast, it's a really strong stab move and not many mons have switch-ins for it, or a lot many teams anyways. Shadow Ball obviously hits his Psychic types, and Psychic hits Tentacle, which will probably be a solid switch into this thing as it is in UU. So yeah, on to the next one, we have Filter this, our Aggron, Earthquake to hit the monster weak to Earthquake. Heavy Slam is just an incredible stab move. Stealth Rocks because none of our other monsters have Stealth Rocks on the team, and then we obviously have Rest for recovery. We are running more of a specially defensive set, obviously because we have that really incredible base defense stat. We don't really need to put much in there to eat hits from things like Lopunny, because we are 2-hit KO'd by Lopunny's Drain Punch. If he wants to start high jump kicking us, he's also playing with the chance to miss. We can also rest up on the second Drain Punch. If it is high jump kick, then we have to switch out. Obviously, we can hit more hits from the special side because we are obviously specially defensive investment. Anyways, on to the next one, we do have Menace. The Salamence running Steel EMZ this week so we can Oko Florges and not have to deal with it because the rest of our team doesn't really like it. We have to get rid of Skarmory before we're able to sweep with this thing, which I could have ran Fire Blast or Fire Fang on this. I also did forget to EV this thing, which means we are going to run max speed Jolly plus max attack, so we can speed side with Tentacle and obviously be able to Dragon Hits up on it if it's not Ice Beam or HP Ice, whatever it wants to run. We get the Dragon Dance up. Earthquake will KO Tentacle at +1, also KO Magneton, Delphox at +1. Obviously it KOs Magneton regularly unless it's Eviolite. We can't hit Skarmory at all, but a +6 Dragon Claw does 2-hit KO if that's even anything special. We do 1-hit KO Kyurem with Dragon Claw, can KO Crocodile with a +1 Dragon Claw if he's not Intimidate. So yeah, pretty much we have to just be careful with a lot of his team. Be able to take down Skarmory early, be able to take down things like Tentacle and a lot of his defensive threats before we're able to start sweeping with both Buzzwole and Salamence, because obviously they both have Moxie and Beast Boost, letting us be able to boost our attack stat while continuous sweeping. So those are definitely things that we want to try to use against this team, and obviously start off the season strong, since we are currently on a winning streak coming from the UAPB, so maybe we'll try to continue that onto this league. So pretty much that is all from me, guys. I am the Mighty Gliscor, the coach of your New York Gliscors, and I will catch you guys later.